let me go ahead and just cut to the chase here. Uh, good afternoon to Lonnie Love. I see you in the chat room. Let me go ahead and make this point. Normally I don't address people um who are underlings or those who are uh blind followers. You see, ever since ever since 2016, I say no. Better yet, I go back to 2014 at least. Since 2014, for the past 10 years, um, with the advent of the manosphere, the advent of SYSBM, and now though you got these, you got people on here, men who want to shame, blame, and explain, right? And they're concerned about the dating habits of women, and then they want to blame the dating habits on her choices, not on the conditions that's on the ground. Now, a lot of these men, and this is to the person who said that I'm bringing positive um algorithm to Pastor Dow's channel. Now I knew Pastor Dow, I knew of Pastor Dow since 2015, when he was talking about MGTOW, that video he made on MGTOW about years ago and so forth. And I was I hate to admit I was following those viewpoints to some extent. But the problem is when y'all try to um take away those the idea to roll back freedom. A lot of y'all are willing to roll back freedom because y'all have a way to because y'all have these desires for the flesh. Now the Bible tells y'all should not be, you know, um y'all should not give in to your flesh desires, right? Now I'm paraphrasing on that because I don't have the exact quote from the King James Bible. That y'all, and I find it amazing how some of y'all are Hebrew Israelites, and y'all using the King James Bible when the King James Bible um is a is edited out of the meaning out of the scriptures. And plus, a lot of y'all who are Hebrew Israelites, y'all don't talk about uh, what what is said in the New Testament. And a lot of you, and I'm gonna say it like this: a lot of y'all who's on this shame, blame, and explain on this religious shame, blame, and explain. Y'all probably the same people that would tell Mary that she's a adulterer, or if y'all was back then when the Christ child was still in the womb, right? Y'all would tell Mary and y'all would tell Joseph to get rid of and discard Mary when Joseph did not had relations with Mary, and therefore he needs to discard her. And I find it peculiar that Pastor Dow said, try to talk about that word discarding a woman, you know, um, because he was talking about how women who have children, women who have children outside of wedlock, and men not knowing that these children are his or not. First of all, let's I like to ask Pastor Dow, you know, where are you getting your evidence from? You see, in the Bible, it says, do not bear false witness. And the problem is the internet has given a lot of disinfected men. Yes, the internet has gave disinfected men, men who don't have children, men who don't have families, men who don't have um, a social status, the ability to follow conspiracy theory, to follow um, foolishness and misinformation. And misinformation is the reason why, though, we got things like January 6th, things like what happened yesterday, and what happened, dogs and cats being eaten by a certain group of individuals, and yada 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 yada. What is self-evident, it's kind of like what self-evident, it's no longer self-evident, it's more about feelings. And I know I'm going off a rant here, y'all. I know I'm going off on a rant, but because y'all shame, blame, and explain on this religious level, um going back to my original point about the New Testament, a lot of y'all who's on this internet, y'all like the Pharisees, you know. Y'all like the Pharisees of the olden day, when Nicodemus, you know, when Nicodemus went into the tent and asked Jesus if he can be born again. Now, when Nicodemus went up in that tent, it was possibly, and I'm not sure about this. It was possibly on some sinister, something sinister, because it was more about trying to find fault um, in the Messiah's words. Possibly, I say, right? Possibly, but you know, but back to the Pharisees part, like the woman that was going to be stoned, and the Lord went ahead and wrote something in the sand, and those men, and he said, those without sin cast the first stone. Well, that is y'all, because how many, you can accuse women of whoremongering and women of being dots and so forth, but what about you? You over there mad, you over there making videos talking about cougars, and why cougars, who are cougars and moms, myths and grifts, chasing after young men. And then there's one thing, and then at the same time, though, you're advocating for old men in their 50s and 60s that chase after some 20-something-year-old woman. Okay, and then on top of that, let's use some critical thinking skills, to the person who I made this video to, because you went ahead and made a comment under my comment. So I'm responding to you, and because since you are a follower of Pastor Dow, okay, let's use some critical thinking skills. Let's use the wisdom God gave you. And please do not misuse what God gave you. So a lot of y'all misuse, a lot of you got uh, men online. Y'all misuse and abuse what God had gave y'all. Common sense, a brain, a brainstem to think with, and wisdom. Now let's use some critical thinking skills. I forgot his name now. Um, the thing is, if older men is supposed to chase after young women in their 20s and 30s, and then at the same time you want well, at the same time you're against um monogamy monogamy marriages. But then if all these if one man in his 50s can marry all these young women, where are the young men going to go to? Y'all never ask that question. If all these young of all these old men, these old grandpa men chasing after women who are old enough to be their daughters, if not granddaughters, then where do your sons, nephews, the men in your the men in those women's age group, where they supposed to go? See, y'all never want to sit there and go there. Y'all never want to sit there and say what is the next logical step? See, this is more about sexual access to women. This is more about having access to women and make sure women are least educated. So you and those with that same mindset, oh, you know what? I you know what? I shouldn't accuse nobody. That anybody with a certain mindset could come up in that situation and try to um take advantage. You see, a lot of you who are in the Hebrew Israelite community, y'all say that God, that y'all say women are not made in the image of God. Then by that concept, right? By let's use that concept, because this is where y'all's misogyny, y'all sexism is coming from. If women are not made in the image of God, then how come woman can bore birth to said image? Let me say that again. If women are not made in the image of Yah, I'm gonna use y'all's term. It's not using the image of the Most High. I'm gonna use y'all's term. Now I'm gonna profess my Christian upbringing, my Protestant upbringing, because I know that a lot of y'all in the Hebrew Israelite community always criticize the Christians, and yeah. But here's the thing that y'all never even answer: if a woman can board a child that's a that's male, then how come she is not made in the image of Yah? If only men are made in the image of God, why do women give birth to said image? I'm waiting for this answer to see. I dissect and I deconstruct that. One of y'all's reasons why though y'all are sexist pigs. Why some of y'all try to use religion to justify your misogyny, y'all sexism and racism and anything else that any isms that there is, right? See, if Deborah from the Bible, if y'all go to the book of Judges, I mean, if y'all go to the book of Judges, where Deborah was one of the judges. Now, y'all would call her a career woman. Y'all would have called her a career woman who should have shut her mouth and cooked food and and please her whoever man she happened to be with. If let me see who else was in the Bible? Mary Magdalene. You know, let me see who else. That was a woman. I think when Nebuchadnezzar. Uh, I forgot her name though. Nebuchadnezzar's Jewish Israelite wife. I forgot her name. Well, she used her intelligence, her education to sway her husband. Now, I hope people would in the comments correct me on this because I don't have the Bible in front of me. I'm going off of my head here, right? I'm going off of my head. Um, yeah, I'm going off my head because I think because of her wisdom and her education, many of y'all would discount how she uh, persuade her husband from doing his wicked acts. I forgot her name, y'all. Can I? I know it wasn't Deborah. It's just, it starts with a D. If I'm not mistaken, y'all tell me in the comment section of uh they did a movie about this years ago. I think the TBN did a movie about this, and I'm trying to remember the name, but anyway, um, and like I said, I ain't no fan of TBN, but that was back in the early 2000s when I was this happened after 9/11, and so forth. But anyway, I'm going off on the I'm going off of the beaten path here. But it seems like a lot of y'all want the return of of fascism, or y'all want to return to the days before the Enlightenment age. You see, y'all want see the problem is a lot of y'all who's on this religious shame, blame, and explain. Y'all want to go back to the 50s, quote unquote, when the 1950s a lot of men was misusing their authority, um, their authority when it comes to marriage and house rearing, and, and so forth. Got children on the other end of got a whole nother family being unfaithful on the other end of the counties and stuff. But yeah, I might have to get this laptop fixed though. By the way, so I might be out off of YouTube for a while. So anyway, let me get off of here. But the thing is, we got to fight against fascism and the Christian nationalists, the evangelical communities, and and go back to the time where there's enlightenment and wisdom. You know, and stop trying to dehumanize women to a certain position. You know. Anyway, y'all be easy. I'm out.